The TDS has been bad for years, even still. Um, I think post the assassination attempt, there's been quite a bit of media hypocrisy as far as like the left can be violent and have aggressive, violent rhetoric. Like anyone from just random guy on the street to our talking heads in news. Do you what are your thoughts on that? Do you think there'll be any kind of a reckoning or any kind of accountability there, or is it just like this has all been made to be perfectly fine and nobody even thinks twice about it?
I mean, of course, there's been all the fear mongering over the years, the far right this, far right that, they're going to like kill Biden. And of course, it happens to Trump because this has been a buildup for years and years and years. But the problem is, like, we've got an inaccurate timeline of events. Like, no one remembers. I was in them. I was in the riots that happened when Trump got elected that never got reported on the news. I watched an old man getting beat over the head, blood coming out of his forehead, cars being smashed, everything.
Where
That
were
was
you?
2016. I was in the middle of like the Black Bloc crowd. And the only way I got out, because they did create a kettle and arrest a bunch of them who eventually got released, of course. But I only got out of that and not pepper sprayed and everything by saying I was pregnant, and the police let me through. And that was never recorded in the media. That was like insurrection attempt. They obviously wanted to destroy the city so that, to oppose Trump getting into office. That was never really talked about. Then you have all of the BLM riots. How many people died in those? Oh my goodness. The Berkeley riots that happened. It's been violent for years and years. This is like entirely, perhaps the least surprising event in history was the attempted shooting on Trump. And
Yeah.
I don't know. None of it surprises me. Oh, wow. They're having violent rhetoric toward the right again. Like, and what's new? It's Tuesday. Like,
Do you think they think that they just think it's just talk, that they don't think there's actual consequences for the things they say, that their message is not reaching someone who's maybe a little bit mentally ill, maybe a little bit like, "Oh, I want to impress this person. I'm going to go ahead and do
so
that."
I'm always careful about that one because I spent years and years and years being banned from countries, from websites, from this and that over what the people call stochastic terrorism, right? That's the words you're saying are going to potentially radicalize someone. And a lot of the things people claimed was stochastic terrorism from me. They're like, okay, you inspired the Christchurch shooter, for example. I've read that whole manifesto. I've read the entire police report. I am not mentioned once in any of those things, but they're like, well, the shooter could have seen your language and been radicalized. The shooter could have seen your meme and been radicalized. Well, no, like crazy people are going to do crazy things no matter what some rando is saying on the internet. Can
True.
you push people more? Perhaps, but they're going to find someone that reinforces they're crazy. I don't know, the rhetoric thing. If you are a person in a position of power, if you are a world leader, if you're a teacher, I hold you to a different standard. And if you're like a teacher at a school saying to your students, like, yes, we need to be violent against Republicans, yeah, you should lose your job, right? Because your job is to educate children. You actually have a specific position appointed in society over other people's kids. But when it comes to like random people going around and saying, I wish he didn't miss, I don't
Mhm.
care. I really don't. And I'm really actually quite tired of seeing right wingers act like spiritually fat HR
Hmm.
ladies and trying to find people's jobs, like the Home Depot lady who just
I
posted on
loved it.
Facebook,
I
I wish the
fire.
shooter didn't miss. No, you guys are spiritually fat HR ladies if you support that.
I
Have
am.
you never met a working class individual in your life? If you go to any construction site, anywhere at the docks, wherever, and you talk to these people and ask them what should happen to Justin Trudeau, what should happen to Joe Biden, they'll be
They don't
like,
care.
hang that dude, shoot him in the face, kill him, like all that. Sorry, I'm
Oh.
probably gonna get your stream taken down, but
In
the
Minecraft.
in Minecraft, of course. And I think about like, my grandma, God bless her, when she was still alive, she probably would have said, wish the shooter didn't miss if someone shot at Bush. She couldn't stand the guy. And if someone had gone and tried to find her work to get her fired because she like had a little laugh, of course she would
Nah,
never do
I would
anything
find
violent.
grandma. I'd fire your grandma. I'm the fat HR lady.
All
Lauren.
right. I am
I
not.
think I am. I'm eating Cane's chicken. I'm ready to fire all these people. You do not shoot at Trump. You do not shoot at my president or wish him death. You will lose your job. Okay, I'm coming in there and I will fire you myself.
Hi, Lila, would you say
I
that
don't
you
think anyone who's saying this stuff about Biden should be fired. We'd have no one working in any trades jobs anymore. The country would collapse if we fired everyone who has called for a president to be shot, we would have no country anymore, or prime
True.
minister or whatever. Like that would be every single working class individual blowing off steam.
They didn't
Just
care
most
to
of them
fire
aren't dumb enough to
people
post it on
when
Facebook.
they mandated some bullshit and they fired people for no goddamn reason. So
for sure.
Yep.
If you are one of the people that was out here, like trying to get other people fired during COVID, this, that, and the other, and it happens to you, I do not feel bad for you. I am not sympathizing with you. Do not get me wrong. But going out of your way to find like random Facebook people, boomers that just didn't know to say in a video game, didn't know to not put it online, are idiots, have no social power, are already working. Like their life is already the consequence. The life they are living is the consequence for the way they behave. It's like low impulse control, can't help but post like the most insane shit on the internet.
This is what I think. We're still living in a time where people are afraid to support Trump. Like I've had in my own personal experiences where I had friends get mad at me for posting things that were in support of Trump because they thought that it would make it look like they were in support of Trump, and people are still so afraid to support Trump. But I just find it ironic that like, okay, it's more okay to wish death upon someone than to support them. That's bizarre.
True. Good point.
Well, like Chrissy, because I'm I run very like I'm not political at all, but what I like about Trump and what made me emotional during his speech, right, was that I truly think the guy loves everybody and really wants the best for, I don't care who you are, Democrat, Republican, gay, straight, black, white, whatever. It doesn't matter. I really think that's why I like the man. You know what I mean? So if somebody wants to, have any issue with that, he's I'm sure his poll numbers, I'm not sure if you've looked them up right or at all. Neither have I, because I'm sure he's polling pretty well right now because people are like, you know what, maybe he just might make us all like get along with each other. Or I could be wrong. I don't know.
I think if your TDS is so ingrained, there's nothing he can do. No speech.
Yeah, if you have that, I know. Right. I don't
make us love
know.
each
I
other.
mean, again, I don't know. I can't imagine how, right. But
I thought
You know what?
Amber Rose was great speaking.
Yeah.
I think that's a win. I think that people who are upset about her don't understand we do need a cultural shift. Like if Kim Kardashian came out and was like, I vote for Trump, I stand for Trump, I do believe that would change people's minds. And if it became like a
Trump,
cool thing.
she made a speech. She made a speech when Trump was in office. Like, if the Kardashians are okay with Trump, why can't we all be? You know what I mean? I mean, I just don't think he's the worst politician. He's not a politician. All right. It's not Democrat, Republican. This man is like, he just wants the best for the country. That's what I feel like anyway. But somebody said sweet, naive Keanu in the chat. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
I think that he's probably going to win, just looking at it right now. And the biggest thing you have to be worried about when you amass power, this is what every single book, religious text, all of it warns about, is when you gain power, you become cringe. So I'm actually most worried about, like, when I saw the RNC with the people with the bandages on their ear, I could have shot myself. Like,
that was bad
in a video game.
That was pretty.
That is.
That was pretty. Cringe.
And I said
It's like,
I was like, that will be the biggest Halloween costume this year in 2024.
Yeah.
It'll be the red tie, a suit, and a bandage over your ear. It will be. My God.
But there has to be somewhere between it not being socially acceptable to like Trump and like the hardest dick riding of Trump I've ever seen in my life, from like full grown men putting bandages on their ear and like Trump can do no wrong. It's like just be like, I don't like Biden and I like Trump's policies.
Lauren,
just be normal.
Yeah, a
He's
little
their
bit
Taylor,
better.
he is their Taylor Swift. He is who they are willing to spend $1,000 to get in the door for. Like they're just like,
I'll turn it back
it's
on.
no worse than like the worshiping a like basketball player or something, wearing their jersey everywhere, and it's like, oh my goodness, like I love, like no, this is a person, this is a man, this is not a god, this is a human being. Like let's just all get back to planet Earth here, my
Do you
friend.
guys know how much of a different world we'd be living in right now if that was actually successful, if that actually went down? Do you know how scary, what scary times we would be in? Because most of his supporters are former military. So you don't think that they would retaliate and that there'd be a lot more
how
other
would they
people?
retaliate?
I don't think so. I
Not
think
even
this is
that.
delusional.
The trauma.
No, that's what I'm saying.
No,
The
because we don't
trauma.
want another January 6th, and that would be exactly what they would try to frame it as. Like, oh, look at Trump's, insane followers and
No,
fans.
we would be at a serious war right now. We would be at a civil war. I think
Lila, I completely disagree.
you don't
Completely.
think that if we saw the president's head explode on television and die, that would have caused like a traumatic.
I'll tell you what my prediction would be. You would have a bunch of people tweet civil war. Not a single one, probably a few people would go out and start like fighting, shooting in the street, maybe a few little things. Then the news would start reporting shooting here. We're seeing wild, like far right terror attacks going on across the country. We've identified the person. Then you'd have every single person that was tweeting about civil war and whatnot start putting out disavowals on Twitter. I do not support this, blah, blah, blah. Not a single one of them would pick up a gun if they're on Twitter. Maybe some of their followers they'd have their lives destroyed. They'd be sent to jail. Then there would be a mass crackdown on anyone who partook in this, and absolutely none of the people that were posting online about it would go out and do anything themselves.
I don't think it would be like a situation where we were like, oh my God, we're going to be worried about bullets careening past our windows or anything like that. I just think the trauma of watching the former president have his head shot in the head
Not only that, I think you would be
of that is so much that
you would be deeply disturbed at the amount of people who'd be celebrating it.
Yeah.
And that's the part that would be disturbing. And I think that we're just very, very lucky that we're not in that timeline. And I don't know, the little cringe thing, I just feel like that's like people who shave their heads if somebody has fucking cancer. You know, I would hope that if I got nearly shot in the air, you all be wearing a little bandage and supporting me.
I would be. Yeah.
I think it's too big of a bandage on his ear. I think it's like,
it is, but what are you going to do? How are you going to make that smaller?
Here's another thing that I think too that's really kind of sad and disturbing about this all of it. Like, it is such a miracle that he's alive, and I don't think that people are really truly understanding that and like understanding what kind of shit we would be in as a country if that, because it's like that's like JFK, but imagine if JFK died and there was every video angle of it, like
we didn't have that's what I was going to say. JFK, that was like, it wasn't live television constantly covering it like it in HD. If Trump had fucking got his head, you saw the blood from his brain and brain matter come out, none of us would be okay. None of us. I don't care how you feel. At least with
JFK, they didn't know. Most people at the time didn't know it was an inside job, whereas now people would know in real time that it was an inside job.
Have you seen the meme where it's like all the JFK theories, and then someone's like, I think his head just did that. I think his head just did that.
It just did that.
That's my theory. Oh my it was a real inside job.
Patriotic Assault, thank you so much for the pink, boy. Thank you, Patriotic Assault, or just Salt. I should try to say that. Loving the opinions, both I agree and disagree, all in good faith. And that's what it's all about, yo. Thank you. Hold on. We got a couple questions for Lauren. Matt Scroggin says, I agree with Lauren's take. All right. That's 1 point for Lauren.
Owned, Lila. Wrecked in the battle of ideas.
Came back. Thanks to the Orange Boy came back. If January 6th never happened, would there be any right-wing riots that could be spoken about? I really can't think of any political rioting ever done by conservative people. Every other riot I've seen is from the left. Yeah, I
We
think
do
they
it one.
want
We don't even. Can we have like a crumb of rioting? Just one. Let us have one
just
left wing.
let us have one target. Just
Just
one.
One
No,
sheep
I'm just telling
riot,
you,
please.
my own self. If I would have witnessed that and saw that, I would not. You would not be talking the same Lila. Like there'd be some trauma. I might be going out in the street rioting. Doing
We'd be
some crazy
talking about
stuff.
Lila on the news. That person I
Yeah.
was saying that would be on the
Yeah,
news that we'd all be
I would be out there
disavowing.
getting revenge for Trump.
Lila did it.
Yeah. So, and that's from someone who I'm like, I'm pretty, I'm pretty nice, calm. So I'm like, just imagine these diehards who are like, they truly
Right.
do love Trump. I do believe that it would just unleash like a domino effect of politicians being just fucking domino down. It would turn into Mexico. Like, look at how many of their politicians just assassinated left and
True.
right. It's like once you open that door, it's like
Right.
they wouldn't be safe. I'm just telling you, it'd be a domino effect of some. We're very lucky that we're in this timeline where we can be on SimpCast and joke and laugh. I don't think this would be a laughing matter if we saw someone's
Yeah.
head got blown up.
I don't know if I
No,
would
it
riot.
wouldn't-
I
it
think
would
I
be
would
bad,
be
yeah.
I would be very depressed and demoralized, and which is I think what they wanted to
And
happen.
and you'd be demoralized by the fact that there would literally be people on your timeline celebrating it and
Yep.
being like, "Oh, this is great," and it would sicken your soul,
Oh, yeah.
So
I don't care who you are. If we saw live on the air like that, somebody's head get fucking
It's
blown off.
traumatic. Yeah.
I don't care, left, right, politician, not a politician, anybody. We would all be traumatized. And imagine it no, I don't. Unless
Am
you're
I
like
the
a
only one who like sees these videos
sociopath.
on my timeline every single day of people's
What's that? I'm
I don't know
sorry.
what's up. I had to block so many people on my Twitter
Lauren,
timeline
I think
because I
you've
people's
seen a
heads being
lot.
blown off.
You've been in this for a long time, okay? You've seen a lot more than the average person.
No, but is my timeline just like the only one that's like covering
Yeah, I
all these
think your
videos of people
algorithm
dying?
is like shocking.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
never mind.
no, it's
Just me.
you.
Okay.
You did something
All
to
I
your algorithm, Lauren.
I know, my God. All I could think about is like Barron. If I
That's
were
a new
Barron
thing now.
Trump, right? Like if I were Barron Trump, the kid's just trying to get through fucking high school, right?
Yeah.
His dad,
He
I would be
graduated.
like, Dad, do not do this. Please just stay in the home for the rest of your life. If that were my fucking dad, I'd be like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. That's why it fucking freaks me out. And like, none of us would be the same if we
Yes,
all
but
fucking saw that. Yeah,
Barron
you know
has
what I
seen it
mean?
anyways. They saw what they did to his. He saw what they've tried to do to his father, and we will
Yeah,
not.
I
survive
know,
Barron's
and I don't
revenge.
even know how. If that were my dad, I'd be like, I don't want you to be president. Please, just go get a job at Home Depot or something. For Christ's sake, could you just please? Like, I don't want you to do this. That's what I think about. I'm like, he has a family. That's it. Wouldn't have been, and people celebrating it. He is so fucking good. God, I am not a very religious person. I'm not a prayer person, but something was protecting Trump that
of
day.
course.
God.
For Christ's sake. I mean,
immigrant
it was
chart.
that close. Yeah.
Holy
The
shit.
immigrant chart. So thank
Mhm.
God for the immigrants that came in.
You know what? I wish
My
I could have.
God,
I wish I could have had the immigrant chart hanging up in my dad's garage, so maybe he wouldn't have been shot in the head.
Do you
That's
see what
too
I'm
soon.
saying? Exactly.
I'm making dark
right.
jokes.
Yeah, if only Trump would have
my
made it back
God.
then.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome. Bye, guys. Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.